for businesses that are in highly competitive markets, who has all the right things, they already have tons of reviews, fully optimized GBP, where are the wins for someone that is there?
Build up as much authority as you can within a topic in a way that is fulfilling something that Google sees of value. Instead of going really wide, go really deep, because you're more likely to begin getting leads. If you want the wins, if you want leads and you want calls, go deep instead of wide.
I'm here with Eean. Eean, how are you?
I'm great. How are you?
Very good. We were just talking about, how amazing this event has been. The mastermind, the conference.
Yes.
How freaking crazy good events they put together.
They did. This was impressive in so many ways. I don't know. I guess I do feel a little bit like shocked at how much effort and dedication they put into this. Like, I can't imagine how many hours they sunk into making this the way that they did. But it's incredible, yeah.
Yeah. So for those of you that didn't know about Amaze Conference, it's going to happen again next year in December. We're not being paid to say this. We just freaking love the event to bits. Yeah. And Ravi Bhai just deserves all the credit for what he's done. But Eean, for my tiny yet wonderful audience in YouTube, I have a few questions around SEO and business in general.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right? So give people maybe the 1 minute elevator pitch around what your software does, and then from there we'll...
Sure, yeah. So my software is Agency Assassin. We're a SaaS CTR manipulation software. So what we do is our clients are almost all local SEO agencies who need help ranking on maps. And what we do is provide them with a very consistent, safe, monitored service that allows them to provide an advantage to their customers.
Fantastic. Now, in your presentation, because you've been delivering a lot of value here in this conference, not just enjoying it, you mentioned around complex signals and simple signals.
Yeah.
And can you elaborate a bit on that for those watching?
Yeah. So, I mean, Google has a really tough job, and that job is to interpret real things effectively, meaning Google wants to find what the real best option is. And I think that what a lot of their systems kind of show that they've moved to in order to determine that are complex signals. Meaning like a real business that does real business with real people produces a lot of different types of material, different types of links, different places people talk about it. Its presence becomes more varied. And so Google, they need to be very sensitive, because if someone wants to find a new business, they want to show them that new business, but they don't want to be manipulated, and because they want to make that money on ads.
Yeah. And so what are some simple signals that starting businesses can start utilizing to stack some wins and move out of nowhere into somewhere?
Yeah. I mean, easily the number one is reviews. If you're on Google Maps and you haven't worked out a review strategy, found times where you're going to ask people for those reviews, and made a point of, even asking them to talk about their specific experience or what service they got, as part of your relationship with those customers, you're really, really leaving something behind. It is a huge source of trust for Google because of the Google accounts that are used to review them. Google knows the entire history of those Gmail accounts that are associated. So if somebody reviews your business, they've been in Google for 20 years, Google weights that significantly. So yeah.
Awesome. And then for businesses that are in highly competitive markets, imagine injury lawyer in New York City, right? Who has all the right things. They already have tons of reviews, fully optimized GBP. Where are the wins for someone that is there?
So the reality is you are wanting to build up as much authority as you can within a topic in a way that is fulfilling something that Google sees of value. So, I mean, if you think about it, if you're trying to be the top attorney for something, what you might want to do if you're looking for an easy win is super specialize in motorcycle accidents and really, really go into motorcycle accidents and take your time to share about the ins and outs of motorcycle accidents. And instead of going really wide, go really deep, because you're more likely to begin getting leads. If you do go very specific. Also, Google this April or May started favoring more narrow strategies considerably. So it really, really favors specialization right now. And so if you want the wins, if you want leads and you want calls, go deep instead of wide right now.
Now, around CTR, right, which is what your tool delivers, what have you found to be, if disclosable, the most successful strategies and the ones that people will think will be successful, but they're actually dangerous and should not be used without knowing?
The most successful strategies are people who are already using SEO to gain ranks on maps. And so, but like through like content and links and other methods, like if they have those methods down and they're able to improve their ranking on maps through those methods, then that means that they're affecting knowledge graph, they're affecting entities, and strong entities make CTR work better. So the easiest wins are people who are struggling but have done a lot of SEO. Those are the ones where CTR works really, really well. So someone who's invested heavily and is not getting the results they want almost always is going to do well with CTR, which is interesting because it's also like an area where they are probably wouldn't expect that to be the case, but their signals are really validated. The place where I think people have the biggest folly is, for my customers, it would be people who think more is more, and unfortunately, oftentimes that's not the case. Right now, we send about 80% noise for 20% signal, meaning for us to get 20% of searches on the top value keywords, we're sending 80% searches on long tail and brand. And that's for numerous different reasons, dealing with different ways that Google's processing the data. One of them is Google wants to see normal looking traffic, meaning most of your traffic should be ranked very highly that comes into your listing because most clicks go to high ranking positions. So those are the reasons that you want to have branded traffic. And then high diversity in terms of long tail creates a lot of noise, and that means that it's harder to like determine that there's a signal there. So what works best is distributing things amongst different things that look natural and making something look natural, essentially.
So if I was to translate that into slightly more practical terms, just to make sure that I understood, right? Imagine if one was to send 100 clicks to a brand, do say 70, 80 to a variety of long tail queries where you already have okay positions, right? On your blog kind of content, right? Informational stuff. A bunch of them to the brand, and then only a handful to the money keyword that you really want to influence.
Yes.
Is that?
Yes, that's the method that's working best right now. The thing is also as long tail keywords rank more easily, they make Google less money. So Google is the most skeptical of searches or of manipulation on their most valuable keywords. So Google knows how much money they make on a keyword, and they filter differently per keyword based upon their ad revenue on that keyword. So so essentially, very, very rare keywords are easier to rank for that reason as well.
Right. Yeah. Now you mentioned something on stage, for those that didn't have the privilege to be here today, that the safest CTR strategies was around brand. Can you elaborate a bit on that?
Yeah, so Google has very little horse in the race when it comes to how you rank for your own brand search, because nobody's paying for ads on your brand keywords. So because of that, you can essentially send unlimited search and interaction on brand. Those are also high value because Google because you're not making money on ranking for brand, Google scrutinizes it less, but it still has a positive effect on interaction on like a listing and for the brand. So there are other positive effects, like you may see like other signals like your reviews be a more positive factor if you have brand search as well. You won't rank for your money keywords through brand search alone, but the other things that you do to rank for them will work better. So it's like a facilitator, or like it's adding diversity. It's also like incredibly safe. Like I've never seen anybody have a negative effect due to brand search. Although done right, CTR is very safe in general. Yeah.
And last, on the fly, just a question came to my mind. One myth about SEO that you wish got completely vanished so people have less noise in their heads when it comes to SEO?
That Google has your best interest in mind. Or that they tell the truth.
Yeah, 100%. Do not listen to Google, folks. Listen to people who have learned how to manipulate Google for a living very effectively.
Yes.
They tend to know better what to do.
Yes. Yes. Google's very smart, but they're not honest.
Because if they was honest, then our job would be too easy.
Yes, exactly. Exactly. Everybody would be doing CTR.
Well, yeah, thank you very much for this chat.
Thank you.
Absolute pleasure to spend this time with you.
This is great. Thank you.
Thank you very much.